We live in a virtual age where millions of people are spending countless hours playing as computer-generated characters on the thousands of video games available to us today. But recently, video games have been going through a lot of debate. Arguments have been coming up left and right, ranging from things as minor and pointless as what console is better, to the more serious, are video games a problem? That's the question we are going to answer here. Should video games be banned? Well, the answer is no. There are countless benefits to video games socially, academically, and psychologically that we don't even realize are there. A report by the American Psychological Association talks about many different benefits that video games provide. They found that the majority of games were 1. Fairly simple but involved a lot of social contact with other players, like Need for Speed Rivals. 2. Very complex with not a large amount of social interaction, such as Assassin's Creed. And 3. Both very complex with a lot of social interaction, such as Star Trek Online. The majority of very popular games fall under the last group. With most games being very social, playing these games allow people to meet others with common interests, leading to a more interconnected world. But that's not all. There are multiple studies that show that people who had played commercially available shooter games like Halo had more accurate attention allocation, higher spatial resolution, and all-around spatial improvements that are comparable to academic classes that are created to do the same thing. In layman's terms, video games are better at training us mentally than a class made to do the same thing. Along with this, people who played violent video games were actually less violent, more open to cooperating with others, and were significantly better at problem-solving in stressful situations than people who did not play these games. Lastly, video games with community markets, like Valve's Team Fortress 2, provide children with valuable economic skills like supply and demand, inflation, and the stock market. This information is not only valuable to the players, but for economists too. Games like Team Fortress 2 or EVE Online work as virtual economies, with the capability to have experiments on with an actual human response. Since there are no other platforms that have this level of detail and flexibility without worldwide harm, it's obvious that video games are useful in this sense. In conclusion, there are countless pieces of evidence that prove that video games are overwhelmingly beneficial to our world today.